Delegates from Turkey, Russia and Iran have begun the 17th round of Syrian peace talks in Kazakhstan. Joining them are representatives from the United Nations and other observers. For more on the Astana peace talks, I'm now joined by Chris Doyle from London, who is the director for the Council for British-Arab Understanding. Chris, thank you for joining us here at Euronews. It's been over a decade since the Syrian war began. The Astana peace process was launched almost 5 years ago to find a permanent solution. What have they achieved?
Well, the Astana process is really the gathering of the three major powers that dominate, the external powers that dominate the situation on the ground: Russia, Iran and Turkey. And they are not really talks in a sense between two sides. It's about those particular powers and how they manage a situation in Syria where you see a country that is now fragmented into different areas.
Are the talks likely to be able to work with Europe to achieve peace in Syria?
The European Union is really a side player, a side actor in all of this. It is very short-sighted because what happens in Syria doesn't stay in Syria, and we've seen that in two major ways. Firstly, with the number of refugees. Just to remind you that over 13 million Syrians have been displaced in this conflict. Many of those refugees, of course, the majority went to neighboring countries, but they've gone into Europe as well. The second thing is the spread of really dangerous extremism, which has blighted the streets of Europe, where extremist groups, Al-Qaeda, ISIS or Daesh, have been able to use the conflict as a place to train, to fund, and to send their guys into Europe to carry out atrocities. So if we don't find a way to improve the situation in Syria, we will see both of those processes strengthening, more refugees and more extremism.